All right, guys. Now, we're going to focus on what happens if we have shading to the right. Now, if we are dealing with a probability with shading to the right, we must subtract that probability we get from the corresponding z-score from 1. Remember, the probability listed on the z-score chart is in or are in respect to left shading. So if you have shading to the right, you will draw your standard normal distribution curve, sketch that area. Once you find the probability of that z-score, subtract that probability from 1. And you must do that when it's right shading. Number 3 says, find the area under the standard normal distribution curve to the right of z equals negative 1.24 and the right of z equals to 1.96. Okay, let's draw the standard normal distribution curve. Negative 1.24 will fall right here. Not drawing the scale. And we're shading to the right of that z-score. All right, this is going to be perfect. We'll leave it as that. Now, we're going to go onto the z-score table and find the probability that z equals to negative 1.24. So, negative 1.24, let's erase that from the last question. Go down to negative 1.2. We could zoom out a little bit. Over to the 4. And that is going to be 0.1075. Remember, because it is shaded to the right, you must subtract that probability that we get from 1. So the probability that z is greater than or equal to, in this case, negative 1.24, because when we shade to the right, it is greater than, that is going to equal to 1 minus 0.1075. Once again, when it's shaded to the right, you must subtract the probability we get from the z-score from 1. That is going to equal to 0.8925. We can do the same thing for the next one, but this time I'm going to do it without drawing the bell-shaped curve. Now, we will need to find to the right of z equals to 1.96. So, first thing is first, we must find the probability that z equals to 1.96 on the bell-shaped or on the standard normal distribution curve. So, it is positive. We can erase that from before. 1.9, which is right here. Let's zoom in a tad bit as well. Look at the 6, which is right there. Scroll over. Scroll down. That says 0.9750. Because it is shaded to the right, you must subtract that probability from 1. So that's going to equal to 1 minus 0.9750, which equals to 0.0250, if you calculate that in a calculator. And that is the answer to the question. So once again, shade it to the left. The probability you get from the z-score table is your final answer. Shade it to the right. The probability you get from your z-score table, you must subtract that from 1. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.